Stop what you're doing right now. Go on your Netflix account or on a Netflix account and watch yourself The Glory. It is a wonderful K-drama. Oh my goodness, oh my word. I have these videos called Netflix Picks and Bricks, and it will definitely be on there. I have been dragging my feet with the Netflix Picks and Bricks video that I promised y'all a long time ago. But I have just not really been feeling Netflix. Yeah. But The Glory has been so wonderful. So wonderful. It's a K-drama. If you are interested in watching a good revenge story, good grudge match, it is really good. A lot of wonderful actresses, a lot of wonderful actors. Everyone's good looking. Everything is good looking. Like the budget either was insane or people know what they're doing. Whoever is connected to The Glory, please do more work. Please. I beg of you, please tell me in the comments if you know anything that's connected, the director, the story writer, the casting director. Oh my goodness. There's a time, let me get started. There is a time jump, and I'm just going to let you know that it's really cool how they actually cared about who they cast. As some of y'all know, if you watched my Resident Evil videos, link is in the description to my Resident Evil playlist if you're interested in that. I have dragged whoever was responsible at whatever time for casting garbage people for a role. Like, you can't just be giving out like participation trophies to these people. They are trying to do honest work, and you need to be honest with them. You can't just be like, good job. You put on a red jacket. You are Claire Redfield. You're not Claire Redfield. You're not. There should have been somebody else. There's just people who do not care about casting. The Glory, they actually cared about the kids when they were younger. They look just the same so that you can see the cast, the child, and then the adult version of them. It's crazy. It's so wonderful. The blood. I just want to let y'all know this is a spoiler quick bit. I will talk about it when I put it on my Netflix Picks and Bricks Part 3. If you want to watch Part 1 and Part 2, link is in the description to those. The picks are what I pick, what I like to watch on Netflix. The bricks are the things that I do not like to watch, that I want to throw out my window. I made a slight mistake on the Netflix Picks and Bricks Part 2, the Bricks part. The first one is Picks, the second one is Bricks, the third one will be Picks, and the fourth one will be Bricks, and we were going to keep doing that until Netflix goes out of business. So, let's talk about The Glory on Netflix. So, we enter with Moon Dong-eun's story of getting revenge on her childhood bullies who have bullied a girl into what is presumed a suicide. Then it was her. Then it was a girl after, and she plays a role later. Moon Dong-eun is a girl who comes from poverty. Her mother has been portrayed, and there's a different mothers, so I will give this example to you. When I complain or when I say something is horrible, like say for instance, when I talk about how anime's trash sometimes because y'all love to put misogyny in there, sexualizing girls and boys, you straight up do. It's crazy. But here we are. People will be like, you don't know anime. But what about this? And then you pick the one person out of a billion girls and be like, she's strong. Okay, so here we go. You can put weak girls in something. You can put mean girls in something. Back to The Glory. You can put a mean mother in something. If you have something else to be there and say, yeah. The Glory, I will say, it does things so well that I will let this slide a tad bit, but I'm still talking about it because we have to acknowledge it if it's ever going to change. I'm going to let you know right now, spoiler, there's only one good mother. There's only one good mother in this entire thing. One good mother. That's it. That's it. Maybe two out of like 6 in total. All right. There's another good mom, another great mom, in fact, actually, but she's overshadowed by a dead father who is the best father in the world because he died. Okay. And to be fair, when there is a father in the picture, they're mostly terrible. dead, or there's like one good dude, there's one good dad, and he is not even related to the daughter that he is being a good father to. Like, men, take note. You do not have to be related to a child to actually be a good father. Like, it's just like there's one good mom and she has to go through everything. She has to literally almost die twice. She has to literally almost die twice to be a good mother. But these bad mothers, they do crazy stuff. Crazy. So Moon Dong-un, like I said, main character, child at this point, she is coming from poverty. It talks about wealth, the wealth gap, how people who have money get away with things, they can do whatever. They do that to Moon Dong-un. She's not the first person and she won't be the last that they do that to. So they bully her, they burn her, they scar her. They scar her. And the great thing that I love about this, and I'm going to say spoiler one last time, but it's a spoiler quick bit. Quick bits are when I just talk about it, I literally watch it, talk about it. I have nothing in front of me. I have no script, so I'm just going off the cuff that I remember. And we have a discussion in the comments. She gets to do the dirty and still get what she wants in the end. She gets to do the deed, because usually in fiction, usually in writing, generally, women are punished for seeking revenge, or revenge is seen as something that is so evil that it harms everyone. Example, Jennifer's Body, The Grudge, like that franchise. There's a lot of pain for women. There's a lot of domestic violence. There's a lot of just horrible things that go into maintaining that story. And I'm just like, okay. The glory actually gives her the ability to not be like, no, I'm not going to forgive y'all for burning me and almost killing me and making me want to unalive myself. I'm going to do the deed. I'm going to act out my revenge, and I'm going to have support from people. I'm not going to do this alone. She doesn't do this alone. She's in it alone for a long part, and you can tell there's like wavering. You don't know who's going where. It's a wonderful story. And she gets to enact revenge without having to feel sorry for it or feel sorry about it or have to sit in it and be like, am I just as bad as the people who hurt me? No, you're not as bad. You're seeking revenge. I hate when they try to make it seem like people who do retaliatory actions, if they retaliate against you because you are horrible, it's like, oh, are you not? It's just like so much for the tolerant left. Like, oh, I can't believe they're not tolerant of my intolerance. Like, bruh, like we ain't got nothing to say. We got nothing to say. And I am so glad that Moon Dong-un does not go into this thing like, oh, I'm just a woman. I can't do this. She's like, I'm going to get my hands dirty. It's just sad that she had to dedicate her life in order to do this because they were not getting karma. There was no karma coming to them. She was the karma. She came, she saw, she conquered. Queen. Yes, Moon Dong-un is queen. Like, that is it. But before she gets her glory, before she gets the glory, she's bullied, she's burned, she's brutalized, she's sexually assaulted. What I applaud about the glory is showing the hard parts, but not showing too much of the hard parts. They kind of linger on some parts and then they take away at some parts because they know some things are too graphic, too horrible to see. There was no torture porn. I thought it was really nice that they handled the horribleness really tasteful. In my opinion, I feel like the things that happened to Moon Dong-un was personal. We could feel personally engaged with what was going on. We could actually feel like we want her to succeed in doing whatever, no matter what it takes, because they destroyed her life, ruined her life, got her kicked out of school, like literally deterred her in more ways than one, multiple times deterred her life, skewed her life off a path that she was trying to be on, no matter what the reason was, whether it was her own ambition or the ambition to harm another person. But I just thought that they did a really good job at showing her pain, showing her stress, how she was affected by this bullying. And it's not even bullying. This ain't bullying. This was assault. Every single thing was assault. It's like, oh yeah, bullying. Like, I literally I don't know, like, I have no idea, give you swirly or like pull up your underwear and give you a wedgie. Like, this was none of that. It was a whole lot worse. And it's a little hard to watch. But like I said, they don't linger on too much on certain things and then they cut away for certain things. Other things are implied. It shows how she's physically and mentally scarred by these issues, by the trauma. She's got a lot of trauma and it shows. When it comes to Moon Dong-eun's BFF, she is literally a domestic violence abuse victim. And I'm gonna warn you that her scene, when you see it, multiple scenes, it's hard to look at, but they linger on it because people don't understand how much this is a problem. People were like, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave him and have no money, have nothing to your name, and have a daughter to have to raise on the street? And someone's going to take her away from you because you're not a good mother. You're on the street, even though you're trying to be a good mother and you're trying to take her away from a place where she would ultimately die or get hurt because her father is beating on you. You need to see it. Because obviously, y'all don't understand how severe this domestic violence problem is. And since COVID, it has gotten worse because people were in the house with their spouse, couldn't even go to work. But I just wanted to warn you about those scenes. There are a lot of scenes that are very hard to watch. There's some nudity here and there. They really do their best to try to hide it, but I saw it anyway. So whatever, the relationship between Moon Dong-eun and her BFF, I really do love their relationship. It's like the best woman relationship, woman alliance I've ever seen ever in a film, ever. You cannot tell me anything better than this. Like, there was no betrayal. There was never any wavering doubt. Yeah, there was, just for the mere fact that there needed to be drama. But when you see the whole thing and you just sit back, it's like, okay, these women have each other's backs for the rest of their lives. But let's talk about the bullies. There's 2 dudes. There's like 3 girls. And they're all horrible. They're all horrible to her. They're horrible to every single person that crosses their path. If they're not rich, they look down upon them. They look down upon the help. They look down upon anybody who is beneath them, or they even perceive as beneath them, because one of the boys and one of the girls, they seem to be on the bottom part of the pyramid. If all of the people who they find beneath them is beneath the pyramid, there's still a pyramid at play. There's a dude who works for the other dude when they get older. And I don't remember all of their names. I'm sorry. But I will just give them little nicknames, except Moon Dong-eun, because like I said, Moon Dong-eun's queen. But I'm going to give them nicknames, and then I want you to let me know in the comments if you know who I'm talking about, if you decide to watch this show. So let's try to make this a quick bit, shall we? Moon Dong-eun is abused, hurt in school. Her mom doesn't care. They make her seem like she's a prostitute. But I feel like she would have more money, but she also is an alcoholic. So I guess that's where the money's going. Moon Dong-eun is hurt so bad that she calls the police the first time it happens. Or I don't know how long it went on before she called the police, but that was a catalyst to them hurting her severely. That's when they burn her. They burn her because, oh, you're not going to do that. You're not going to cause trouble, because the mom of the main girl, I'm going to call her mean girl, even though they're all pretty mean, but this girl is the one that is the worst. And you'll see why later on. Mean girl burns her. She's like, yep, I did it. What are you gonna like do about it? And there's even a teacher that beats her up because he's like, oh, I gotta take care of these kids and you're ruining everything. And she's like, oh, what about your son? What if your son was beat up? Because she's like telling, literally after she gets burned and after everything happens, she's still getting treated horribly, and they're having teachers get fired or the nurse get fired for trying to speak up for her, and they literally just treat her so horribly. It's so sad. And supposedly The Glory is based on a true story where someone was bullied so much that they ended up trying to get revenge, but it's a different story that I don't know everything about, so I'm not going to really talk much about it. But Moon Dong-un files a report and says that there's horrible things going on. No one believes her, or they believe her and they get snuffed out, removed, replaced. Just goes to show that rich people can get whatever they want. That's what the whole thing is. So everything's horrible and hopeless. She drops out of school because she can't take it anymore. She wanted to be an architect. That was her whole thing in life she wanted to do. Now she can't because she dropped out of school. And she put the reason as all of the people's names. And I'm going to say, mean girl, drugly, come up girl, horrible guy, horrible. I'm gonna just say colorblind guy because he is colorblind, and that's literally a big catalyst to a lot of his stuff goes. Like literally, if you take that out, like none of his stuff it wouldn't even matter, and it wouldn't even have anything to do. Like, and the come up dude, I'm gonna say the come up dude, because he's not as wealthy as them, and there's clearly a hierarchy among them. People think there's certain aspects that make you better, like the family or how much money you have. But anyway, all 5 of them were the reason why she's like, I dropped out of school. And like the dude who beat her up was like, you better change your reason now. She was going to commit suicide. Literally, she was about to jump, and then she was like, you know what? I'm not going to. And there was something going on that they make it seem like she was there when the girl before passed away. But I'm not sure. Because I have to watch it again to say definitively that's how it went down. But she's like, she goes back to school and she walks in, and then she sees another girl getting bullied, and it's the girl that later works for the guy who is colorblind, and she's like a little dog they just make go around and do bidding and whatnot. Like, she's like a butler that follows him around, but it's in this store, the shoe store, where he's hooking up with the main girl, the mean girl, who eventually grows up to get married and has a kid and all that. She ends up becoming a very famous and well-known weather lady, has a very successful husband with a construction business, or like a construction working business and whatnot. So that plays a part into what happens. It's so awesome. Everybody has wishes and stuff. Everybody has goals in their life. They did it for school or whatever, so everybody knows or whatever. Moon Dong-un walks in with her gangster lean and says, oh yeah, I'm coming for each and every one of you, in a sense. And she's like, I know all what you want, and I intend to make sure y'all don't keep it, even if you do get it. Because the mean girl was like, I wish to be a good mother and a dutiful wife or something crazy. And she wanted like a good job and whatever. And she's like, oh, you want to inherit the company from your dad or whatever. And he's like, she jumped over this dude because she looked at him as if he was like pathetic and gross, especially since he was the one assaulting her. But he was like, oh, you skipped over me. I want to be rich and da-da-da-da. And everybody basically has like a life goal or whatever. And Mean Girl was like, I'm going to get that. I'm going to have it, and you'll never have anything. And Moon Dong-un's like, oh, my dream is you, because she's like, I'm going to make sure that you fall and you don't have no glory. Like, you ain't got no glory, no guts, no glory, son. So she leaves back out of the place where they had her locked up in the gym while they were burning her and stuff and assaulting her, making her sit out in the rain as well with a white shirt so that they can see through her shirt. Like, they have nothing else better to do. They were never in class. They were just doing dumb stuff. Like, where are the teachers? Who knows? When they are there, they get told to shut up or you lose your job. And they ain't kidding. Like, it was sad. So Moon Dong-un leaves, and she starts planning and plotting her revenge from then on. She literally works all day and night to become a teacher at the school that Mean Girl's daughter goes to. She was way into the grudge, and I love it. I love that she was into, and she was dedicated to the craft. She was dedicated to ending this girl's cushy life. She doesn't want her to die. She wants it to be slow and painful. So she learns everything about them, following them for years, because they forgot about her because she was nothing to them. She was she was replaced when the girl supposedly committed suicide. They moved on to the next girl, and then the next girl. So they didn't care about Moon Dong-un. They thought that maybe she committed suicide too. They didn't care. So Moon Dong-eun gets older. She's working at a factory, and then she's working there for a long time. And then she's like, you know what? Instantly, like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go. No one knows where she's going except one girl that she keeps in touch with because they formed a bond. Even though she seems very... When I first watched this, I was gonna be really upset because I have a video coming up a while into the future until I feel like editing again. I haven't really been editing videos because I just haven't been feeling up to it. But I have this thing that bothers me a lot that I see in fiction and anime, in everything, and every single thing that I see is when a woman has power, they make her void of emotion. She's either too emotional or no emotion at all. And I will give you an example that you're not going to like. And I'm actually going to make a video about Attack on Titan. I might even go live to talk about Attack on Titan because I'm just so interested in talking about it. But Mikasa, she's this example of a woman with a lot of power and no emotion. And don't talk to me about how she's she has way less emotion than everybody else. If she has no not emotion, you can tell the difference between Armin and Levi. Do not get me started. You can tell the difference between Mikasa and every single other girl in this crap, okay? All right, I'm not here to poop on Attack on Titan. I, in fact, like Attack on Titan, and I can't wait to talk about it. If you want me to talk about it, please let me know in the comments. But I was worried that this girl was going to be no emotion the whole time. And girls don't have to cry. I don't want her to cry. I'm not interested in the Wailing Widow, okay? I just want her to be a person. If you can make a person out of Luke Skywalker, if you can make a person out of Clark Kent, if you can make a person out of every single male protagonist in the world, in the universe, you can do it for women as well. You just get dumb and don't understand the world and then act like you have to make women a certain way when all you got to do is make her a person. She's human. We are human. I'm glad that the doctor, her boyfriend, doesn't expect anything physical from her because he cares that much about her, and they can bond over revenge. It's amazing. That's couple goals right there. But I was really worried that she was going to have no emotion, but I was fine with how much emotion she was giving. It made sense to her character. She never went out of character. And I didn't feel like when she did start showing more emotion, it was out of nowhere. But she is really wonderful. The actress is really wonderful. Beautiful music. Moon Dong-eun does a lot. And I personally don't want to say everything because I want you to watch it. I gave you a taste and I ultimately gave you the conclusion, but the ride there is so wonderful. And she has this that is so, it's like woman power between them. This is what woman alliance looks like when in face of horribleness. This is what we need to do always. We need to be gals before pals. This woman who all she wanted to do was wear red lipstick and a leather jacket and be a spy. She has a daughter who puts herself in front of a man who beats her every day, drinks and beats her, literally. It's like, you have to watch this. The glory is so amazing. I really hope you give it a shot. Please have watch parties. Watch episode by episode. Part 2 just came out. Part 1 was out for a long while. Part 2 just came out. That's why people are talking about it. I'm getting my video out. I'm riding this wave. There's a lot of symbolism. There's the devil's trumpet and the angel's trumpet. There's 2 flowers that represent each person's alignment. With Moon Dong-eun, or the other girl, the mean girl, there's a lot of symbolism with water and fire and how water sets you free from the fire and pain. It's just wonderful. This show is so not predictable. Once you think you understand what's happening, things change. Once you think you understand something's going on, it's not that. If you think someone killed somebody, it's not that person. It's insane. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. There's nothing I can say that's wrong in this moment in time. All the downfalls that I see have been uplifted by other things. It's balanced. Even though all the moms are horrible and there's like one or two good moms, all the dads are horrible and there's like one good dad. There's like a single good dad. I'm fine with that. If you want to know more about it, or if you want me to talk more about it, I'm definitely going to talk about it in my Netflix picks and bricks video. The picks part 3 will be a picks, part 4 will be a bricks, and I will definitely tell you about the garbage that is on Netflix. Ultimate garbage. And I'm gonna warn you, Wednesday is definitely on the garbage. Definitely. I don't care what they do in season 2. Like, it's not good to me in the beginning. I'm sorry. Wonderful actresses, wonderful actors for some of y'all. I'm not gonna call out the actor that's playing in our face, but here we go. I stream on Twitch. I have a TikTok. I hope you enjoyed. Watch my Netflix picks and bricks video part 1 and 2. Link will be in the description. If you want to know about my Resident Evil takes, I have tons of videos on that. I am currently posting my playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition. If you are interested in that, it's a really good game. I would highly recommend it. When I'm done with the playthrough, or I have decided that I am done with the playthrough, I will make a video about it, just like I've done with The Evil Within and Code Veronica. Resident Evil Code Veronica, it deserves a remake, it deserves a movie, it deserves everything. Resident Evil 4 deserves nothing. I will still be playing it, but it deserves nothing. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Please watch The Glory on Netflix. There's not that much that's good on Netflix, but I'm definitely going to tell you what is good and what is trash. And if you want to know my opinion on that, stay tuned for my Netflix picks video. It's going to be called part 3. Keep an eye out. I am also in the process of making a Attack on Titan video, and I am begrudgingly making a My Hero Academia video. It's so exhausting. It's so exhausting being a woman in wanting to watch anime. It's as if like they're trying to make sure that we're not here. They're like doing everything in their power to make it repulsive to us. But it should be repulsive to boys too, but it's not. It's not, man. Not all the problems. And just a little taste, just a little example. There's a video on my anime playlist. If you navigate my playlists on my playlist page, it's very easy to navigate. I have an anime playlist where I have a video called 7 Deadly Sins, Why I Gave Up. I gave up on that anime. A lot of anime heads were like, oh my gosh, you don't know what anime is. Oh my God, look at her. She don't know what anime is. It's about like sexualizing women and girls. That's what it's about. So if you don't get that, then I'm sorry. Like, okay, dude. Okay, ma'am. Okay. That's great. But like, no, I disrespectfully disagree. It doesn't have to be that. It does not have to be that. Tomorrow it can be something else. And that's my philosophy. So it's never too late to change. It's never too late to learn. I hope everyone has a good day. Hydrate, because I'm drinking more water and I just feel a lot better. I feel a lot better, but I'm still like dealing with life. So it's like I'm living life one day at a time like everybody else. So if you want more content, please like have dialogue, have a conversation. Let's have a conversation in the comments. Did you like The Glory if you've already watched it? Do you like K-dramas? It's got subtitles and it's got dub. Dub is my favorite because I can do other things while I watch a show. So you don't have to worry about subtitles, but don't let subtitles deter you from watching a show or movie. And with that, I am done.